Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the webinar today. I am Rohit Kasturi. I'm part of the solution engineering team here at VMware, VMware India, and I'm based out of Pune. Today, I will be walking you through on the cloud operating model and how to build this. If you are already, irrespective of what stage you are, how we can help you as VMware in order to build this cloud operating model. I'll quickly run you through the agenda for today. Is first we all try to understand what is the digital transformation, what are the drivers for the digital transformation, why are businesses pushing towards this digital transformation journey, and also how this digital transformation journeys are adding the challenges to the current IT teams. Along with that, we will then see, after we understand the problem statement, we come towards the logical solution towards it, and how the cloud operating model is our answer, VMware's answer towards addressing these challenges that the current IT teams are facing. Then the components of building out this cloud operating model, and then a summary of some of the solutions which will solve these problems which the current organizations are facing. So I'm sure you all are excited as much as I am, and let's quickly get into this conversation right away. So we have seen a lot of organizations adopting a lot of different clouds. So most of our customers, which are vSphere customers, have also started looking at other clouds, other areas for leveraging their cloud infrastructure as such. So we have seen some organizations reaching out to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Services in order to get most or get the cheapest of their licensing cost, or to save their licensing cost when they are running Oracle enterprises. We have seen customers moving to Google Cloud just to leverage some of the application or machine learning services or AI ML services, as we call it, to Google Cloud. Then there have been some special applications which need a lot of analytic functions are coming from Azure, and then we have your on-premise data center. So as you could see, organizations have this cloud infrastructure distributed across various clouds. It is coming from everywhere. It's not just one cloud or one on-premise data center that you already have, or neither just one remote branch offices or an edge office that you have, but it is coming across a combination of all of this. With this, the applications are also sitting everywhere. It is getting distributed. The applications are more of in a distributed fashion. The people managing these applications or consuming these applications are also sitting anywhere and everywhere. So now this siloed complex environment is how the multi-cloud environment is set up. This is how our organizations are looking at. This is how the organizations are heading towards in the current multi-cloud environment, right? Everybody is accessing multiple applications from anywhere and everywhere. You can take example of the VDI workloads, right? People can work from anywhere and everywhere now. It's no more necessary for us to sit in the office and work. We can work from anywhere. We can work from any device. We can leverage services to and from any of the clouds available as such. That's how today's multi-cloud environment looks like. If you're not in this on this journey at the moment, but I'm sure sooner or later we will all be there. In order to address these multi-cloud challenges, VMware has we are proud to say that VMware has a cross-cloud services for all these primary multi-cloud options, and these services are primarily divided into 5 core areas. First being the app platform. So all of these applications which you are running, maybe your traditional monolithic applications or the cloud native applications or any modern apps that you are building, we as VMware provide you the platform in order to build and run these applications, and these include your modern platforms and also the and also your traditional vSphere platforms. Then the second core block around this is the cloud infrastructure. Whatever the platform is being demanded by the applications is provided by the VMware's core cloud infrastructure, which is primarily nothing but our vSphere, vSAN, which is our software-defined storage or software-defined compute areas, which will help you to build and run these applications and the application platform itself. Then the third pillar that we have is towards the cloud management platform, cloud management competency, which completes, which when wrapped with together with the app platform and the cloud infrastructure, completes the your experience of the cloud and allows you to manage a multi-cloud environments. Today in the market, there are a lot of solutions which are available in order to get a multi-cloud environment management. But the way VMware has it, since it has complete visibility towards your on-prem environment and also towards the public cloud environments, there is no other no better option rather than moving to a different third-party application. Then the fourth pillar, which is fairly important, which is the security and the networking aspect. You need to, whenever you have a cross-cloud environment or a multi-cloud environment, you need to ensure that there is security for security across all of these applications, all of these workloads, and it has to be consistent across all the clouds. How will you ensure that the security that you have applied on premises is the similar or same kind when it comes to a specific hyperscaler as such? In order to have all of these clouds connected, you need to have the right networking in place. You need to be in control of all of these communications that are happening. In order to do this, VMware provides you with solutions which will give you that visibility and control over your cross cloud networking functions. Then the last but not the least is the digital workspace or the edge services, which is more focused towards providing you the end user computing services, your mobile devices connecting or accessing application from anywhere and everywhere. Today you can you can access an AutoCAD application right from your mobile phone. You don't no more need those laptops which have a requirement of around 100 plus GBs of RAM in order to just access one application. But with VMware solution, you can access it from your mobile devices itself. So that's how the cross cloud services for applications running anywhere and everywhere can be supported by VMware services. Let's come down to our disclaimer first before we get into dig deeper into the session as such. So I'll give you a minute to read through this disclaimer, because some of the features that I would be talking about are still under development, but they're pretty much on the roadmap and will soon be launched. Okay, thank you. So let's move on and start with our first topic, that is digital transformation. So what is digital transformation? Why is it needed? With all the businesses that have been growing, that have been struggling, that have been challenged by their customers, all of them are trying to solve some or the other problem. They are trying to provide. The businesses are trying to address their challenges. Let's say I am a shipping company. I want to solve my logistic challenges. I want to ensure my product get delivered faster. How will I do this? It's not only about the information that you have, but how to process that information. So they are building applications in order to ensure that they will get the product delivered faster. They would want to solve such business challenges. And in order to solve these business challenges, organizations have started moving towards transforming digital. They feel that technology can help them solve most of the challenges, and yes, it does. allow you to change to solve most of the challenges. But what are the drivers for these digital transformation? Why do the businesses feel that there is a need of business of this digital transformation? Why should I embrace technology? Is the first question that we want to understand. So before I get into this, I want to take an example of the Uber or the Ola apps, which we all can connect, right? What are, what is more important for them? It is the customer experience, right? They don't want to have a user experience which is saying, whenever I book a cab, I don't get one just because the app is slow, just because there is a particular feature in the application which is not available, hence the entire application is down. So all of this boils down to the customer experience, right? And of course, if the experience is not if the experience is not superior, customers will the companies will not be able to sustain their growth. They will not be able to increase their revenue. Of course, if you don't get a cab when you keep requesting multiple times, you would try it once, twice, or thrice, and then you would feel, no, I'll rather take my car out, or probably I'll try a different service provider. That's how they start reducing into their revenues. They are not able to sustain what they were anticipating, and that's how they would look at digital transformation in order to address these challenges. Of course, the brand value also reduces, the brand value decreases. A lot of companies have had an impact for services not being available. I'm sure the early days of the big billion sales, we might all remember, wherever you wanted to book, get that phone at the cheapest cost, boom, it was gone in a fraction of few seconds, right? And how was this possible? How was this happening that you would never get your phone? Everything is happening so quickly. But if you don't get that product that you are looking for, if you don't get that service that you're looking for, of course you would lose the trust in that brand. You would feel, no, this is not something that I was expecting. I'm not happy with the experience. I was there for 10 minutes before I was, and it all went off in just a flash of a second. So that's how the brand value is also interconnected with the overall digital transformation journey. Then the fourth and the important driver is also to get into the market very quickly. Let's say Ola launches a feature saying, yes, XYZ service is now available. I have the helicopter service now available in the Ola app, but Uber has not been able to get that functionality into the application. Although they have procured the helicopters and all, but they are not the first ones to go live. It took them, let's say, a quarter more or 6 months more in order to go live. But the time to market is very critical here. Ola has already launched it, and then 6 months later, some other competitor is launching it. They would, of course, have a little comparatively lesser market share in order to do this. So you also have to be ahead of your competition and be very agile and get to the market very quickly. So that's the idea or agenda behind having a digital transformation strategy. And that is the core which is linked to your business strategy. We all saw with the advent of COVID, how things change drastically. We have a research report published right in front of you from the Boston Consulting Group, which says 83% of the industries or the organizations are adopting and accelerating their digital transformation journey. So most of the organizations were already there, but now this journey has been accelerated. Most of the organizations, most of the countries went into a complete lockdown during the COVID, but not all businesses stopped, right? Many of the services were still running. People were working from homes all of a sudden. In a matter of a few days or a few weeks, people were up and running from anywhere and everywhere. They were connected. A lot of small businesses, a lot of big businesses also started realizing the impact, realizing the need of having an online solution in order to get their things done or keep their business running. A very good example of this is the COVID app itself, which all of us have been through We have had the app, everybody downloaded it, everybody booked their appointment, they got their vaccine, everything well went. You get a dashboard, you get to see how many people are vaccinated in your city, in your district, in your state, and you get a country map, how our country is progressing. You get a comparative of all the other countries, how they are performing. There are other applications which are tied up to this COVID application, which showcase the tracking of the vaccines, which manage the inventory of the vaccines, and all of this was built in a matter of few months. How was all of this possible? It was because the business year being the business goal year being is to get our 1 billion plus population to get vaccinated, and this was very critical, right? In order to do this, we had to have the right set of tools, and digital transformation is at the core of this strategy. Then I would also like to highlight this again. This digital transformation journey is powered by only applications. It's not the cloud. It's nothing else but the applications. The applications are ruling the world. It is you can what we at VMware in our market insight research, we have observed that there have been, based on our previous research, keeping that as the baseline, we have seen there has been a 20 after the COVID, there has been a 20% increase in building up the modern applications. There has been a 26% increase in the cloud, in the applications being deployed on the various cloud providers other than our typical on-premise environments, and there is an overall increase of 28% applications getting more deployed into this world. So I think it's fairly important to understand that application development is being accelerated at the highest pace ever, and we'll see a lot of applications being available, either homegrown or either SaaS based or off the shelf applications which organizations will use in order to transform digitally and achieve their business goals. Along with this, organizations also adopted the multi-cloud in directly or indirectly. So when the organizations were adopting clouds, adopting applications, consuming various applications, knowingly or unknowingly, they have put their step into the multi-cloud environments. Why did this happen? There were diverse needs for the businesses, is the primary reason. Let's say one of your teams in the company is working on some research. They're probably looking for some analytic solution in order to make more sense out of the data that they have. They probably leverage some of the AI ML services from any of the hyperscalers. Then there are some other applications which are demanding let's say a dashboard of the various functions or the various applications that are running in your environment. For that, probably you use some open source cloud service that is available in order to build this application. So what organizations predominantly did is they tried to get best of the breed services from the respective cloud service providers or the respective applications, and that is how the applications moved from one on-premise environment to a multi-cloud environment. And this is primarily all because of the strategy of the application. This is how the applications are driving the demand for the cloud for the adoption of multiple clouds. There is nothing which the cloud is doing by himself, other than being as an enabler for your applications to run anywhere and everywhere. And based on what type of services you would need or consume, you would end up moving or leveraging that specific cloud as such. So with this digital transformation accelerated by the applications, what happened towards the IT teams, towards you, how are you being looked upon in this environment. So this is how your current IT environment would look like, right? You have some applications, some database services coming from your Oracle cloud infrastructure. You have some analytics applications coming from your Google Cloud. Then you have your traditional vSphere workloads running in your on-premise data center, and you're probably using some management tool from VMware in order to manage your on-premise environments. But then there are so many other services which are connected, which your customers, internal or external, are leveraging from the various clouds. Now the problem with for IT here is to be in control. They are supposed to manage all of these irrespective of where these services or workloads are coming from. It is not about having it is not about having applications to be supported only on the on-premise environment anymore. You have to support it anywhere and everywhere. That's the expectation from the current IT, right? And in order to be for IT to be in control of this, they need to have a clear visibility. Let's say for today, when you are managing your on-premise environments, you are doing your backups, you are doing some migrations in-house from this vCenter to that vCenter, from one site to another site. You are doing your daily operations, you're doing your patching, you have built your DR environments, you have ensured your security is up to date, and you are providing all of these services to your internal and external customers in order to keep the lights on your on-premise data center. Now with the multi-cloud environment, consider, let's say there are 10 services listed here. These 10 into number of your cloud, number of clouds, you have to do this all for all the clouds now. If you are consuming services from 5 different clouds, it has to be 10 services into 5. If 5 times of your workload is getting increased, and the complexity is getting added to while you do this, right? So how will you address this? What does this mean? That once since the environments are getting complex, your promise of cloud, hey, I am now a multi-cloud environment company, multi-cloud, now this has solved all my problems. No, that does not mean that you will not be able to reap the benefits of being in a multi-cloud. But in order to do this, you need to have a certain set of framework in which allows you to not go ad hoc around your journey as such. So what happens when you get into such a complex IT environment, or such a complex multi-cloud environment, and you are supposed to manage all of this? The first thing that happens is, of course, you can consume the resources as and when you need. It's just a matter of few clicks. But what about the process? Your agility is definitely going to decrease, because earlier, let's take an example of, you wanted to the business comes to you and says that I want to deploy one application. You would look at the project requirement, you would get the resources and deploy it on your on-premise cloud. You would do the due diligence, whatever ports you need, whatever security challenges, your CAP processes, your ITL framework, whatever it is, you'll follow that. But now in order to do this, you have 5 options. You have Azure, AWS, you have GCP, you have Oracle, you have multiple cloud options available. Now you first have to go through the process to understand and see whether this application is able to perform and get the features required from Azure or AWS or GCP, and then decide where it should go based on the cost. Also, you need to understand what are the cost of running the particular application in Azure or AWS or GCP, and then come to a logical conclusion which should be justified with data, saying that yes, this application should go well with Azure. Let's go and deploy this application there. But this has added up to the additional bureaucratic process, right? Decreasing the agility of the overall solution. So although it is at the top of the fingertips to do it, but you just cannot do it right away. Then the second factor is the cost. Every cloud has their own environment. You don't know how much you are spending in on Azure. When you are looking at AWS, of course you need to log into each of them, but you don't get a holistic view of all the clouds, saying that yes, this is how my environment looks like. I have a lot of capacity on premise. I don't need to go there onto public clouds at the moment. So that is how they would end up getting less visibility towards the cost. So in order to have this visibility, there has to be some things or solutions in place so that you don't end up spending more on the cost as such. Then the third component is towards the risk. Of course, by all of this, disjointed and complex environments where everything is in silo, public cloud one is one silo, public cloud two is another silo. It just does nothing but other than adding up to the risk. So that is why the IT teams are finding it very difficult to support this business transformation journey. But as part of the IT team, we have to find out a way in order to be a partner and be an innovation partner for while the business is transforming, and we have to support them in order to ensure that they achieve the business goals. I'll take a pause here and let you run through the poll question that we have here. You have around 20 seconds to run this to answer this poll. So we just want to understand where you are on your cloud journey. It would be really helpful if you could go ahead and answer these. Okay, so let's get started. So with the if you look, okay, so we already have a few responses from majority of the people here, and many of you are already part of the cloud journey. Half of the audience here is already on their cloud journey. That is why VMware feels that this is a very relevant topic, wherein whenever you are in running through this journey, it is important to have the right operating model in place to avoid any challenges or overrun of costs, or getting your brand visibility in place as such. So traditionally, there has been. Oh yes, there is also a follow-up question. Please provide an answer to this too. So of course we discussed a lot of challenges on what the IT teams are facing. What do you think is primarily that you are facing? If you feel that there is more than one, please select the last option of others. Okay, thank you for answering that. And yes, a lot of them have primarily answered saying they have seen a combination of these challenges. Skill set is of course an issue with majority of them, because we have been working on these environments, and we are so dug down into our deeper into our day-to-day work that there is little or no time for getting us upskilled. But now is the time when we have when we all have to do that, so that collectively we can solve the problems, or be an innovation, like I said before, an innovation partner into the business transformation journey. Okay, cool. Thank you for this. Thank you for answering the polls. Moving on to the traditional operating model. Moving on, we first try to understand how the traditional IT is working. We had the silos of your servers team, your network teams, storage devices, teams or devices, not necessarily teams, because we also have seen organizations wherein there's just one team as a platform team and managing all three components of it. People are cross-skilled. Server team can work on network areas, network team can also work on storage areas, so there's cross-skilling already available. Then on top of these servers, network and storage areas, you have the application workloads running. LOB is primarily the line of businesses who are the consumers of your of the servers, network and storage services, or the resources. And then you also might have in-house development teams who are building applications, managing applications, maintaining applications, and they could either be leveraging the applications from your on-premise environment, or they could go outside and get the services from the public cloud. But what happens when they do it from from the public clouds. From a perspective of an IT team does not know what type of services they are using on the public cloud. You don't know if they are keeping it on for all 24 hours or 365 days. So you don't have any track of it. Once since they are not part of a framework, they are doing it by themselves, they are managing it by themselves. There's no control or governance in any place as such. That is why what VMware proposes is to have a cloud operating model in place, which will talk about which will give you a centralized management of all the cloud platform or the services that you're leveraging from it, be it edge, private cloud, hybrid clouds, or public clouds. And your development teams and the line of businesses are coming directly to you to consume these services from via your cloud management platform, and then get and consuming these IT services. So as an IT team today, you're no longer just working on the tickets. You want this ticket, you want this a ticket. No, it's the advent of the public cloud that everything is now being available as a service. And as an IT teams in supporting this business who is operating and managing multiple clouds, we also need to be be providing these services. Everything as a service is the idea here. So you as an IT team also should be able to provide this service to your internal or external customers, your development teams, so that they can access resources from anywhere and everywhere as a service from you as an IT team. Okay, then we'll quickly move on to understand how the applications are driving the businesses, and how the applications in turn are driving the consumption of the cloud, right? So every business has the requirement of some or the other applications. You could have some existing applications in your environment, or you could be needing new applications in your your environment. You could be building it, or you could be planning to use as a software as a service here. And all of these applications are running on some or the other cloud, either on your on-premise with your vSphere workloads, or it could be a hybrid cloud such as VMware Cloud on AWS or Azure, or Google Cloud VMware Engine, or your hyperscalers, or any of our partner clouds as such. So with your applications running from anywhere and everywhere, it is also important that your application strategy as an IT team is to ensure that you are supporting both the existing app and the new application. And also, when the application teams are coming to you demanding that they need to have a certain feature in your application, and that application feature needs support from certain cloud services, or certain cloud infrastructure is needed in order to achieve those goals that the business has demanded, then comes the role of modernizing your applications, right? So there could be, let's say in your organization you have 100 applications. Within the 100 applications, you see that there are 50 applications which need to be retained. There is nothing much we can do. They have been running the way they are. There are no new feature requests for these applications. The development teams are fairly happy with the infrastructure, so you keep it as it is. Then comes we have seen a lot of customers moving towards rehosting or migrating their applications either to the cloud native hyperscalers, or they are moving to a newer cloud platform such as the VMware Cloud Foundation, which has a complete full stack SDDC, right? So we even have solutions in order to help you migrate or rehost your virtual machines without any downtimes, and that is primarily provided by our solution called the hybrid cloud extender, the HCX. Then there is a third method. A third R is to get to replatforming of your applications, wherein the core functionality of the application is to remain same, but there has to be some changes since you are moving from, let's say, Azure to AWS, from on-premise to AWS. So if in case of those changes, you need to re-platform your applications. Then the fourth and the biggest or the complex part would be to either refactor your applications. That is the fourth R, wherein you completely re-architect the application. So today you had a monolithic application, one service goes down, entire app is down. No, but you want to re-architect this, you make all the services decoupled by from each other. Even if one service is down, the rest of the application is still working. Take example of your Flipkart search engine is not working, but the entire application other than that is working. Okay, so that way you can either refactor those applications, build, of course, we can you might also be building any modern applications, and that can also leverage any of the clouds, right? Then we have the retire option, wherein you feel that no, certain applications, say 10 applications I don't want to use at all, I just want to retire them, or I want to replace them with a new software as a service. So let's say today your business has been using Tally as an application. Tomorrow you feel, no, I don't want to manage Tally anymore, I want to get a SaaS service for my this thing, for my accounting, and I'll probably just consume this service. I don't want to host it anymore in my environment, I'll consume it as a service. So in order to do all of this, what VMware suggests is to do all of this application modernization strategy under the framework of the cloud operating model, so that things don't go haywire when you are doing getting into this journey. The application modernization journey has to be completed within the boundary of the cloud operating model, and VMware can, as VMware, we can help you achieve this rather. Okay. I have another poll question for you before we get into the further discussion of how do we make the digital transformation real. So I would love to understand if you guys have already started your application modernization journey, and what are the options that you're looking for. So please go ahead and provide your answers. Okay, thank you for providing the answers. And yes, we can see 44% of the people are already onto their application modernization journey, which is very good to know. A lot of universities that I have been associated with and working with, I've seen they have been using the VMware platform in order to modernize their application, especially the time when the results come out. At that time, everybody wants to be the first one to get their results out, right? And you need to have an application which scales up that on that level, wherein at one time you will have for the first 5-10 minutes you'll have lakhs of people, students looking at the application, right? So how do we make this digital transformation real, right? So you have your business strategy where, let's take this example itself of the results. So business is expecting that all the results to be published online and seamlessly. Everybody has to get to use this, get to see this. See the results on time. Then this digital they of course look forward to embracing and accelerating digital transformation. In order to do this, then the application strategy is here to application strategy has to be in support of the digital transformation here, wherein it has to scale out, it has to be resilient, it has to be modernized. Earlier the app was fairly simple and fairly monolithic. Now it has to scale out and it has to be decoupled. So this is your app strategy. Now with this app strategy, how will you achieve this? What type of cloud you need? What type of services you need from the cloud? Do you need only elasticity? Do you need redundancy? Do you need backups? Do you need disaster recovery? Do you have people accessing it from multiple geolocations, multiple countries? How would you do that? So that's where your cloud strategy comes in, which is of course in alignment with your application strategy and the business strategy in turn. And then while you do this, it also has to be in alignment with your financial strategy. Now if you feel no, I can do this in such a way, but wherein I can be available across multiple countries, multiple regions, across continents, and then of course it comes at a cost, and you need to ensure your financial strategy is aligned. Your app and cloud strategy are aligned with your financial strategy. So these are the three pillars which are of course showcased in a cyclic fashion, because all of these are interdependent. It has to be all of them have to be in sync all the time, so that you don't overshoot your prices, you don't misalign your modernization journey, neither your cloud adoption journey. And how do you do that, right? That's the ask. So what VMware proposes in order to build this multi-cloud cloud operating model is to have your is to transform your people, processes, and technology in order to in order to build this cloud operating model. What do you mean by transforming people and processes? It does not mean that you replace your people. It does not mean that you only reskill your people with the newer skill sets and you are ready. No, it is a change in the mindset that needs to happen. People in your organization need to understand what is the business strategy, what is the digital transformation journey that we are up to, what are the objectives and the KPIs of the business, and how we can support, how everybody can support and contribute towards this journey is what the people need to be made understand. Of course, technical skill set is something which is needed on the journey, depending on the role that you would play. But having an holistic picture or view of the situation is fairly important for everybody to contribute in this cloud operating model and in this journey of digital transformation. Then of course there has to be a tightly integrated processes. As you could see, with the public cloud, everything came on a consumption based model, right? You need a server, go log into your Azure console, fill out the form, and boom, there's the VM that you wanted ready to use. So everything came into a service oriented architecture, and that is what we have to do as an IT team. We have to be providing services to our internal and external customers from across clouds, and we can do this with the right set of processes in place. Yes. Then followed by technology which is integrating both of these people and processes. And again, the way we have the application, cloud, and financial strategy running in cyclic manner, we have to have the people, processes, and technology to be in sync. So to be in control of the people and processes should be in control of the technology. They should have visibility towards what is happening in your environment and how you can manage and control it. This is what is actually needed. Then this is how our cloud operating model is. This is what we suggest or recommend as being our as being able to deliver the right set of services as an IT team towards the business as such. So when I said we need to change the mindset of the people, what is it that we need to change? Is it the initially we all used to look at things only from a project perspective, but now it has to be more customer focused. It has to be cross functional. It has to be it is a fairly dynamic environment. It is no more just one server or a cluster of servers, but it is across cloud. So we have to adopt this cloud operating model in order to be fully transformed into achieving this goal. Then while we do this cloud operating model, we primarily dig into build the we primarily use this cloud operating model not only to build the VMware clouds, but at the same time we also want to embrace the multi-cloud environments, right? Wherein you will leverage some or more of the services from the hyperscalers, and also have your on-premise environments running on VMware. Okay, and how do we do this? Let's first look at how we as VMware have been supporting you to build the VMware clouds, right? Every business has applications, modern applications, old applications. They will be leveraging services. These applications will be running either in virtual machines, containers, or Kubernetes, or native public cloud services maybe. And all of these are sitting either in your edge devices, your customer data center, or your remote locations, or a hybrid cloud, or a public native cloud, right? This is where it is coming from. Now you can your modern applications could be sitting in any of the hyperscalers. There could be more, of course, Oracle, Alibaba, any cloud that you are leveraging. Then as VMware, what we have or what we offer is standardizing and modernization of your software defined data center components across all of these edge to hybrid clouds, right? You can have your SDDCs on your edge location, your customer locations, or your on-premise data centers. clusters, and also you can have this SDDC as a service from the hybrid cloud environments such as the VMware cloud on AWS, wherein you don't have to manage the hardware, wherein you don't have to manage the software also. It is, everything is coming to you as a service. But still, this is not a complete cloud operating model, right? You do not have the cloud management part added to this. And that's where VMware also started providing services or solutions in order to help you manage the cloud platform across the your on-prem and edge SDDCs, but also this SDDC onto your hybrid clouds. And of course, we are doing these cloud management activities, and the SDDCs, we call it as the VMware cloud. And this is being provided by primarily the SDDCs. If you are aware about the VMware Cloud Foundation, the SDDC is nothing but a software defined data center where all the three major components, the vSphere, vSAN, and the NSX, are being provided by the are being virtualized rather. That's the VMware Cloud Foundation, and you can run the same stack onto any of the hyperscalers, either AWS or AVS, that is our Azure VMware solution, or the Google Cloud, or any of our VCPP partners. And please note, there are more than 4,500 VCPP partners all across the globe. The cloud management layer is of course being provided by the vRealize Suite and the Tanzu platform. Tanzu platform is not only about the cloud management, but also an application platform where you can build, run, and manage your cloud, your modern applications. But still, there is still a few things that are missing in order to give you an complete view about the multi clouds. At this moment, with this current state of picture that we see on the screen, you're not able to get visibility into the hyperscalers, right? What is happening into the hyperscalers is something which you are not aware of. You, of course, if you have the VMware cloud running on the hybrid clouds, you will have that visibility, as that is why we have shown this one picture here. But how will you do it when you want to get the visibility across the clouds? So VMware also embraces the multi-cloud by providing you a cloud management capability across the clouds. So we have solutions which will help you to analyze and operate and manage solutions and manage environments across multiple clouds. So it is a completely multi-cloud management solution suite, which is provided by vRealize Suite, the Cloud Health, and our Tanzu portfolio. So this together these three will allow you to see what is happening within your hyperscalers also, and also your on-prem, edge, or any other partner locations that you are consuming your services from. So that's how VMware is supporting the organizations to build a cloud operating model by giving them the visibility and control across all the cloud platforms. A lot of organizations have already accepted and acknowledged the cloud operating model. These are few reference cases of the customers which have already embraced the cloud operating model. VMware's professional services helps you from irrespective of what stage you are in your cloud journey. We help you to build this cloud operating model. We help you with the people and the processes and the technology in order to build this cloud operating model, so that you can successfully achieve your digital transformation along with the business business goals. And as an IT team, of course, you will be an innovation partner in this journey. I'll quickly call out the example of the company called Discovery, which went to a multi-cloud environment. They had more than 12 in more than 12 countries. They had 62 cloud platforms available. They consolidated most of them. They got visibility across all of their locations in a single console, and they were able to reduce the cost by more than 40%. How is this possible? It's the power of the VMware's cloud operating model and the solutions which are bundled together to ensure your goals are achieved. Yeah. I would also like to take this opportunity to launch the service around vSphere Plus and vSAN Plus. So I'm sure we all are aware about the vSphere and the vSAN, which is a software-defined compute and the software-defined storage. But now we have a subscription-based service available for vSphere Plus and vSAN Plus. So whatever you have in your current environment, you can now connect all of that to a VMware Cloud Console. Your vSphere can, if you have multiple locations, you can manage it all across one Cloud Console, which is highly available. Of course, you are consuming it as a service from VMware Cloud itself, and it is also integrated with the VMware Tanzu, so you can accelerate your development initiatives. The developers can quickly access resources. They can get a view about the resource availability. Also, they don't need an IT team to tell if they have a resources in particular location or not. They can see it on the Cloud Console itself. The admin services are also embedded, wherein you can do many of the services from the vSphere plus Cloud Console itself, instead of going to the respective sites, vSphere login, and then doing things. You can integrate all of this with the vSphere Plus. Of course, there are other options also to leverage any other hybrid cloud services, such as the disaster recovery as a service, which VMware has introduced. I will come to that part sooner or later. But before we move on, I just want you to flash another poll question for you and try to understand what is your choice of having the environment to be, whether it should be perpetual or whether it should be subscription based. What is it that you feel is more relevant in your environment? Sorry for that. Yes, looking for the answers. So yes, so we see actually we have reached to a point where 50% people think subscription is the way forward for me, and 50% feel perpetual is the right way for me. Well, congratulations, we have both the options available, wherein you can also adopt a SaaS based service or a perpetual licensing option. So either ways, VMware would support you on based on what type of strategy you have. Of course, there are organizations which are looking at things from an operational expenditure perspective, and some organizations look at it from a capacity expenditure perspective. So of course, it's just a different perspective towards the same situation. But yes, the upgrade would definitely help you to manage things centrally, and accept and get a public cloud experience in your on-premise environment itself. So this is how your old environment used to look like. You had your vSphere, vCenter, and vSAN running, and the other services that are running on top of these applications. Now all of this is now connected to a cloud console, and within the cloud console you have various services which are integrated, such as the admin services, developer services, the hybrid services such as disaster recovery as a service, or any other services, which will more and more services will be added onto this. This is something which has been launched on 1st of July itself. It's been 3 days since we have launched this. And I'm sure we will soon will be having a lot of discussions with you, with your teams, once we meet you in person. Then the third important part in our software defined data center is the NSX part, which is completely isolating the network hardware across the clouds. Again, it's again a virtualization platform which is sitting across multiple clouds, multiple locations, and it can not only virtualize your switching and routing, but also it can provide you the distributed firewalls available, the gateway firewalls available to protect your on-premise workloads, and have your advanced load balancers in place, and everything is since it is being in a software defined way, you can centrally manage and control all of this. Of course, within the VMware Cloud Management portfolio, we have a lot of products, a lot of solutions available in order to support you at every level. So if you want to leverage infrastructure as a code, you can do that simply with realize automation. You can deploy your applications and workloads anywhere and everywhere. Then you have operations management, log insight to get the visibility, get the dashboards, get to monitor your applications, monitor your databases also, get the with the VROps suite. Then get deeper insights into your network, see which ports are open, which ports are vulnerable, what to do, what action to take. All of this intelligence is also embedded into our network insight tool. Then we have this cloud health solution, which has been acquired recently by a couple of years back by VMware, which helps you to do the financial management and governance across the multiple clouds. It will tell you, it will give you reports wherein which cloud is more cheaper for you, whether it is AWS, whether it is GCP, or your on-premise. It can give you reports as in there and there itself. And of course, other services like SASE and Skyline and AI Cloud can help you do AI Cloud can also help you build a complete self-healing data center wherein you can drop in your initial L1, L2 supports and completely automate those parts. So this can also be done and primarily leveraged by a lot of our VCPP partners, wherein they have to manage a big environments as such. Then the third part that I kept referring to before is the VMware Cloud Disaster Recovery, on-demand disaster recovery as a service. I do have a poll question for you here. It would be great if you could answer that poll question before we go through the slide. Please go ahead and answer this poll question for me, please. We have a couple of questions. So do you have a disaster recovery plan in place? I'm sure every IT team has this compliance requirement wherein you have to have a disaster recovery plan in place, right? Okay, cool. Thank you for answering. And yes, we see 80% of the people already have a disaster recovery plan in place. Cool, thank you very much. So what I would also like to highlight is we have a disaster on-demand disaster recovery as a service, wherein you can quickly replicate your workloads onto the public cloud. Yep. Which is our VMware Cloud on AWS, and you can leverage you can do a disaster recovery only for the workloads that you want. You don't need to manage the entire site. You don't need to manage your software. You don't need to manage your hardware. Nothing. Everything is provided to you as a service, and you just pay for the number of workloads that you are protecting. That's an overview of the disaster recovery service. With this. I also want to showcase how the entire cloud operating model looks like, right? With all the solutions in the VMware context, this is how it looks like. You can run your virtual desktop mission critical apps within your IaaS, cache, and PaaS or disaster recovery as a service. All of this running onto your VMware Cloud Foundation, wherein your software defined storage, network, compute, all of it, along with the cloud management platform of vRealize and Cloud Health together can provide you that visibility and control which is needed within a cloud operating model framework as such. And in the end, of course, this is how your environment would look like. This is how the developers and the IT teams will work in synergy with each other, and will be able to manage and control the entire environment across clouds, across service providers, in a single pane in a single pane of glass. One last report that I wanted to showcase is the IDC market report, the Forrester Waves, and the Omidia Universe, which all of these place VMware as a market leader in the cloud management portfolio. Definitely, the industry analysts are all towards VMware, suggesting that yes, a majority of the features that the organizations are looking for are available with the VMware's portfolio of solutions. And of course, people, I would still like to reiterate, people remain the most critical component of the cloud operating model, and make sure your teams have the right support in place to make this transition. VMware has made this transition internally, and we are guiding thousands of customers through various stages of this transition. Please reach out to the VMware team to hear more about how we can help you in your journey. Then I also, if you still have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me over my email address, rkasturi@vmware.com. You can follow me on Twitter, follow me on LinkedIn, and will be more than happy to connect. So thank you very much for your time. I think we left very less time for the questions, but feel free to reach out to me via these coordinates that I've shared. Thank you, everyone.